Hey guys, this is Vishal Dandote, and in the previous video, we have seen how to create our first Angular component. And in this video, we will see what are the types, or basically what are the variable types in which we are going to use in the Angular application. So, variable types are not only related to Angular application. It's all coming from the TypeScript. Whenever you are writing the Angular code, and as we are using the TypeScript in the Angular application, we should know all the types um, or variable data types which we are going to use in the Angular application. So as you know, Angular is TypeScript is a static type programming language. So uh, we need to define the variable types whenever we are writing any variable in the TypeScript. So let's see how to write type to the variable and what type of types are available in the TypeScript for uh, writing the variable types. So let's see with the example. So let's say whenever we need to define the any type of string or any string in the Angular or a TypeScript. So in that case, we need to simply say uh, my name, and here we can simply say this variable type is a string, and you can simply assign the value. There is another way to write this variable. So simply say, let's say my name, or simply say name, and here we can simply say Vishal dot Dandavati. So in this case, what will be happening? So here we are manually adding the types to variable. So we are saying that it is the string, but whenever we are not adding the type of the screen, to the variable, so in that case, TypeScript compiler will automatically identify this value type, and based on that, it will decide what type of variable it is. So in this way, whenever we have directly value assigned to variable, even if we are not providing the type to variable, it is also fine. But make sure whenever we don't have value directly assigned to variable, we should pass any like data type or variable type to it. So for example, let's say here we can say simply um, some number, and here we can simply say uh, we don't have any value. So we have just defined our variable, and we are not assigning any value to it. So in this case, we should tell the TypeScript compiler it is having number type. So here we can say number, yeah. And for the default variable initialization, we can simply say 0. So in this way, you can simply create or add the types to the variable. After that, like what are the whenever we need to create any array in the Angular application or in the TypeScript, how we can create that array with the TypeScript. So here, let's see one example with the array. So here we can simply say arr, and here our array contain same type of values. So in that case, we can simply say number and then array. So and here you can simply say 1, 2, and 3. And like uh, how we will create different type of or different data type of array using the TypeScript. So in that case, you can simply say arr and colon, and after that you can simply create our array or with the square bracket, and after that you can simply define what type of variable your array going to contain. So here we can simply say it will be number, and also it will contain string, also it will contain boolean. So like this, and after that we can simply assign the value to it. So here I would say number, maybe 10, it will be Vishal, and after that it will true. So as you can see here, we have successfully created our array with the different type of values, and here this is the single type of value. There is another way to creating the array. So let's create. So how we can create the array with the different syntax. So here we can simply say array 2, and here we can simply say array. So like array, and here we can passing the types to the array. So like this we can also create the array. In this way you can create the array in TypeScript. And variable type, you can define the variable type like this. After that we have variable type or variable data type called any. So whenever we don't know the variable type or the data type which is coming from the backend, or maybe sometimes we don't know what would be the data type, in that case we can simply pass any to the variable type. So here we can say um, don't know, and here we can say simply any, and in this variable you can um, pass any data, or you can assign any data to this variable. So I'm going to assign string to it. After that I'm going to assign, let's say, don't know, and here I would simply say here I can simply say number 20. Sorry, we have given type to variable. After that we are just assigning the value, so don't need to write the types. Yes, and in this way you can assign any type of value to it. As you can see, as you can see here on my screen, because we are defining or we are declaring the variable, and at the time of declaring we are just reassigning the value to it. In this case, Angular application or TypeScript is not going to understand, or it is considering as we are declaring the variable here. So and also one more thing I would like to share, that um, we are not adding where, const or late in the Angular class based variables. Whenever we are writing any variable into the class, that time we don't need to say where, late or const, because it will be the class based variable. I hope you know a little bit about the class and object oriented programming. So in this case, so whenever as we have learned like how to write variable types and array types, we have also type called any, as you can see here. So as I told you, this can contain any type of data. So whenever we don't know the data type, like value type, we can simply say any. And whenever we know, let's say the type, and that type is nothing but the object, we can simply say obj, and it has type called object, and we can simply say object. Like this, in this way you can create your object, or we can simply tell the Angular compiler this data is nothing but the object type. So in this way you can define the object type. After that, let's see how we can create our uh, object. And whenever we need to tell like Angular, it should contain only those values in the object, or only those type of values in the object. Let's say object, and here we need to simply say string. Sorry, in that case we need to create the interface, but I will teach you interface in the upcoming video. For now, let's keep in mind that we can declare the object in this way. So after that we have unknown type. So let's say unknown. I will write some different naming convention, so it will not giving me any error. So here we can simply say unknown. Here we can simply say 10. So whenever we are writing unknown variable type, so it means we cannot assign this variable to another variable. as a reference. So because we don't know the type, um, so in this way, I hope you understand how we can create the static type variable in Angular application, and how we can create the array, uh, then object, and also you can create the unknown. And for more reference, there are a couple of types in the TypeScript. So you can go to the TypeScript official site, and from there you can learn more about the types. And there is another more important things in the Angular application. So we can also declare the optional type. So what are the optional type means? It variable might be have some value, or it would be undefined. So in that case, how we can do that? So let's say possible, and here we can simply add our question mark, and after that we can simply say it would be string type. So here, as you can see here, it may this variable maybe might be have value or might not be, and if there is value, it would be string type. So in this case, you can declare the uh, optional variable in the TypeScript or Angular application. I hope you understand what are the types and how to use types in the Angular application or the TypeScript. Um, we will discuss a little bit more about this in the upcoming video. Thank you so much, guys. Let's see in the next video. Bye.